Hello and welcome to another Let's Pose, where I show you how to pose figures like I do in the photos at the end of my reviews. Today I'm going to be showing you how to pose the Sentinel Miles Morales from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now this one is going to be split into two Let's Poses. Today we're going to be doing him in the Spidey suit, and next week I'll be doing a Let's Pose on him in his kind of street clothes slash Spidey suit that we see him wear when he first kind of becomes Spider-Man. But make sure to let me know in the comments below what figures you'd like to see me pose next. I have tons of requests that I'm going to be working on. Keep in mind that some of these will have to be things that I wait until I find a decent deal on, because I'll have to buy them pretty much specifically for a video, because some of the things that are being requested are not either from lines I collect or just not a certain variation I might collect. So please be patient. But that's going to be enough chair chatter. Let's go ahead and get at her. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. We're bringing this stand. I'm going to use the fancy gargoyle one from the Hush Batman. But we're going to do some punch poses here first. Well, punch pose, I guess. It's probably the better way to describe it. So let's get that arm straightened out in front of him. Let's get the legs a little spread out and a little more dynamic. Get his head turn. Twist him around a bit, and boom. In a matter of seconds, we've got him throwing some punches, ready to fight some bad guys. So you got the right leg straight all the way out. The left leg is bent inward. They are spread apart pretty far. You've got the torso twisted, so the shoulders are kind of more in between instead of going across the same direction as the hips. And then you got a little bit of arch in the back. That front arm is going across, so that way it kind of lines up with his knee, and that back arm is kind of bent a little bit. And then if you bought the was it the clear version of him, you get the cool little effects. So if you want, you can add those in and be like boom and pow and all that fun jazz to spice it up a bit. You just have to make sure that you use a certain type of stand for that. Let's transition from there into a more web swinging pose. One thing I do want to warn you is when you're switching out the hands on this guy, be careful, because they are just pegs. There are no balls, so they don't like twist or bend. It just kind of does a rotation. That's it. Yeah, so the last thing you want to do is break him, because his wrists are very tiny. So I imagine it'd probably be pretty easy. But let's get, waist twisted again. Get that leg up there, head turned, arm out in front, get the other arm back straight behind him. Switch that out with the web holding hand, because much like the Peter B. Parker we saw last week, he does have just a little effect that plugs into his hand. Kind of makes it nice and easy. And boom. Got him in a great dynamic swing through New York pose. Again, right arm out in front. Right leg is kind of bent and twisted forward. The left leg is straight up in the air. He is hunched over. Again, the shoulders are twisted inward, so that way they're going more like cross instead of lined up with the hips. You can see this arm's pulled all the way back with the web effect, and then he is kind of leaning forward a little bit of hunch over, and you can see where the shoulders are lined up. But yeah, so there we have it. That's him swinging through the city, and from there, trying to think. Let's go ahead and do. He's pretty acrobatic when he's going through the city. So let's do one of his like kind of falling, or I guess leaping off a building, because falling implies it was accidental, I guess. So let's get the hands switched out again. There we go. Get him stretched out a bit. Arch the back. Like so. And get him up here on the stand. Alrighty, so once I get him there, face a little bit more forward. You can see he is arched at the back. The arms are straight behind him. They do kind of make almost like a really wide V across. So that way, kind of see there, the head's turned to the side. We've got the legs. One is bent just slightly, and the other one bent in all the way. The feet are both facing, like if he was jumping off like a building, like the wall of the building. So that way you can see there. But yeah, that I feel like that's a pretty standard thing that we see in the movie a lot with him. Um, let's do something I don't think I've done yet with any of these Spider-Man figures. Let's do the Spidey landing. You know, where he does like kind of like the superhero landing with Black Widow, but Spidey kind of has his own little flair on it. So let's get there we go. That's it. So now let's see if I can tilt him up a little bit. There we go. So now we've got left arm straight down, right arm straight back with the hand sprawled open. You've got the leg here on the left straight out. Obviously, you'll probably have him on a better surface so that way his foot is all the way on. It doesn't look quite as ridiculous. You do have a little bit of twist in the waist, but nothing crazy. He is hunched over quite a bit as well. And then from the back, you can see this leg bent all the way in, and he is on that toe hinge. And again, the right arm is all the way back. So I really, really like the superhero landing poses. They look so good, but I feel like it's kind of stereotypical. But speaking of stereotypical, we got to do the Spidey perch. Any Spider-Man figure we get, we got to do the perch. See if they can do it. So let's get those legs twisted inward so the hips are facing the sky, or facing his shoulders in this case. The arms pulled in so he can be on his tip of his fingers. Come on. There we go. And boom. He hits it with ease. You can see knees are bent in all the way. Got both arms folded inward. Got him arched over. And you've got him perched on his tippy toes. Again, with the knees bent in. You got that kind of diamond shape in between them with the legs. And this time his shoulders are more lined up with his hips. I have him looking off to the side, which I kind of like too. Let's see if I can perch him on the little gargoyle hair. Come on. Oh, yeah. It's not perfect, but if you finagle it, you probably do it. So if you're ever at a craft store or something, have a gargoyle, if you don't have this, it definitely would look great on a shelf. But that's going to be it for this week's Let's Pose. As always, let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see me pose next. Again, please be patient because a lot of these figures that I'm getting requests for aren't from lines I collect or not figures in general that I might not collect. So I have to kind of wait until I can find them on a deal. Otherwise, this video will get very expensive very quickly. However, if you would like to help fund the ability to go and buy these figures to do more Let's Pose figures, we do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/modern toy fair. We have several tiers where everything from just general support, early access to the podcast, ability to make suggestions. We got physical prints of the photos I take, and even the ability to come on to our live stream and hang out with us. So make sure to check that out. You'll have this link up on the screen along with down in the description below. But also don't forget to hit us up over on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Modern Toy Fair. However, that's going to be the end of this video, so hopefully we'll see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.